Hello lovelies, I'm Cameron and welcome back to my office. I'm really happy you're here today and I'm excited to walk you through today's video. It's all about my hair. And yes, this is me and my Bob Ross t-shirt straight out of bed. And no, I'm not going to tell you what time of day it is because we're in lockdown and time is irrelevant, right? If you want more specifics, my curl pattern ranges from 3A to 3C curls and has pretty high porosity. Think larger pores on the skin, maybe a sponge. Anything that you put on or in it is just going to soak it up and it's going to stay there. My hair is the exact same way. It's also very fine in texture. It's definitely not as thick as it looks. It can be really big and really fluffy, but it talks a big game. It's basically like cotton candy, really big, and as soon as you touch it or get it wet, it just becomes so small and you can put it into a ponytail like this big. My hair is also pretty normal in texture most of the time. It doesn't get too oily, it doesn't get too dry, but that definitely does change with the season. So we're just coming out of a more dry season and I needed to add a lot more moisture to my hair, and it's starting to get pretty warm here. So I want to keep it hydrated but light and not weighed down. Because my hair is more consistently on the normal side, that definitely allows me to stretch my hairstyles, like especially when I straighten it, to at least a week, but even that's kind of pushing it. The last few days, whether my hair's straight or curly, I definitely rely on dry shampoo and even sometimes volumizing powder, like a little lifting powder, just to give it the volume that I wish it had and to keep it going just a little bit more. But after a few days of that, my scalp specifically is over it. It feels dry, there's product buildup, it gets flaky, I'm just uncomfortable and I'm ready to bring my curls back. I'm gonna go hop in the shower, shampoo and condition my hair, and then I'll be back to walk you through the rest.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And we're back, and I'm feeling good. And yes, I put a little bit of makeup on just to feel extra human, and it's working. A quick note about my hair right now, it's very flaky and I really hope it doesn't show up on camera because that's really gross to me. My scalp has been really dry and flaky over the last 6 months and that's not something I normally deal with. I think a lot of it is definitely environmental. Los Angeles has definitely had a drier winter season, but I also think it's due to the products that I use and how I use them on my hair. When my scalp was first starting to get a little bit flaky, I'd been doing some research on good purifying, clarifying options for my scalp. So I landed on a DIY apple cider vinegar rinse. I already have apple cider vinegar at home and you just dilute it in water. Then you use it before or after you shampoo. Easy. The first time I did the ACV rinse, it changed the game. My scalp was clear and felt good and my curls were living. It was probably one of the best hair days of my entire life. So that made me think, do this more. This is definitely the business. So I would do it every couple wash days just to clarify and rebalance my scalp, again because I use dry shampoo a lot and I thought that was doing a good job of clearing that. But over time, my hair just kind of got used to it. It didn't really do what it did the first time and my scalp started to get flakier. So I stopped doing the ACV rinses, changed up my hair care routine a little bit, not a whole lot, but mainly just out of necessity. Like I had products like shampoo and conditioner that I used up and needed to find something new, and I'm always looking to try new things. The flakiness would come and go. It really seemed like it was tied to the weather. Again, it's been really dry here and I normally don't have issues with that. Sorry about the beeping if you can hear that. So that's what I chalked it all up to and just conditioned my scalp because I normally don't. And that seemed to do the job. Right before I straightened my hair over a week ago, my scalp was going through it. Again, really dry, really flaky, not cute, and not comfortable. So I went to the internet again and looked up DIY scalp masks, all about moisture and clarifying. Then I basically just raided my kitchen, made a mask, and went with it. I actually ended up doing 2 masks because I was really determined to have a flake-free scalp and really healthy, happy hair before I straightened it. So the first one that I did was really simple. It was just baking soda and olive oil, super straightforward. Massaged it on my scalp, rinsed it out, and didn't notice a difference. Then on the second one, I went in. I used coconut oil, olive oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar because we haven't been on good terms, an egg, avocado, maybe some honey. And I think that was it. All of those ingredients were suggestions and all the different masks that I had found. I just got a little ahead of myself and combined them all and hoped for the best. So I put that on my scalp for about 30 minutes. It was really uncomfortable because my scalp was so itchy the whole time. But after I washed my hair, it was luxurious. I was flake-free, my roots were thriving, everything just looked happy and healthy and like it was meant to be. So that was a success. 10 out of 10, would recommend. The whole week I had my hair straight, my scalp was totally fine, but again, the last few days, just because I had the dry shampoo and the texturizing, volumizing powder in it, it just felt a little gunky, but not completely uncomfortable. So today when I showered, I got a little too excited and used the little bit of apple cider vinegar solution that I had left just to supposedly clarify my scalp, and we're flaky again. So this is a learning lesson. Stop using apple cider vinegar on your hair, Cam. Anyway, I'll rectify that later. I got stuff to do, and I just want to show you the products that I'm about to use. I had just run out of shampoo and conditioner, and like I said, I'm always trying to find something new. So the brand Eva NYC, I'd used a product from them before, and I saw that they had a sale on Ulta, and I'm always a sucker for a good sale. It had great reviews, and I'd used a product from this product line before that I totally loved. So I said, let's do it. This is their Main Magic 10-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. I'm familiar with their 10-in-1 Main Magic primer. I've used it for a few years, and it's great for when I want to heat style my hair. I use it before and a little bit after just to keep it protected and hydrated. It gets the job done really well. It also smells really good, so I figured the shampoo and conditioner would be fun to try. They're infused with argan oil and Caravee's protein complex. It's basically really moisturizing and supposed to protect and strengthen your hair. I'm all for it. The 10 benefits they claim are that it moisturizes, reduces frizz, strengthens, softens, revitalizes, nourishes, detangles, smooths, increases manageability, and gives a healthy look and feel. All right. Normally I use curl-specific products, but I'm always down to venture out. The shampoo has a little bit of a thicker consistency to it. It's a white base, but maybe some pearl to it. I normally prefer clear shampoos. It just seems like there's less stuff in it and it's probably better for you, but this worked well and it wasn't completely deterring. And it smells good like I thought it would. Sorry, I have no idea how to describe how it smells, but it's good. After I rinsed the shampoo out, my hair didn't necessarily feel super silky or anything like that. I've definitely used shampoos where my hair felt really soft after, but it definitely felt clean without feeling stripped. So that's a win in my book, but this is only my first use. Then I used the conditioner, which definitely has a more standard conditioner texture to it. White, creamy color with a little bit more on the liquidier side, not being super thick, which was cool. Left it on for a few minutes, and after I rinsed, my hair felt really soft. So we're off to a good start. My hair's gotten a little dry since I've gotten out of the shower, did my makeup, and walked you through everything, so I'm just gonna re-wet it a little bit, just with some water. And brush through to avoid any tangles. First up is a teeny tiny bit of leave-in conditioner. This is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Leave-In Conditioner with shea butter, peppermint, and apple cider vinegar. I've been using this for the last few months and loving it. It hydrates my hair without making it feel super heavy. The key for me is using a teeny tiny bit and making sure it gets evenly distributed. I use about this much for all of my hair. I mix it together in my hands, emulsify it if you will. I press it in at the shaft and go toward the ends. Then comb it through with my fingers. I'll take just a little bit more and do the same on the other side, swirling and focusing it on the ends. Then taking my trusty Denman brush, which is great for making sure that the product gets well incorporated into your hair, making sure it coats every last strand. Some days I'm much more technical and I'll section off my hair and go in even layers and do the whole jazz, but I want to keep it simple, make sure I'm getting my hair what it needs, and going about my day. Taking one last little bit and just running it over everything. Next up is the only curl specific product that I'm going to use. Again, this isn't my full curly routine from start to top. It's really just about revitalizing my hair and keeping it moisturized. This is the trial size of the Rizos Curls Curl Defining Cream. This is another product that I've been using for the last few months, and so far I'm really liking it. I really love that they make trial sizes that have a good amount of product because you can really give it a good test before you fully commit. Starting with about this much, warming it up in my hands first, separating my hair, and just running it through the length. Again, not super technical. Taking my brush and doing the same thing, just making sure that each hair is as coated as possible. I like using curl defining creams, like so far this Rizos curl one is really good. I also really like the Diva curl, just because they do a really nice job of keeping my curls defined, like they say they do, and also not being too heavy or too sticky or making my hair too crunchy feeling at all. Brushing my hair back in the same direction again and getting ready to do my final step. Sealing it all in with a final generous mist of the Eva NYC 10-in-1 Main Magic Primer, which again is really great to use as a heat protectant if you're using any heat styling, or just every day after you wash your hair, or even when it's dry, just to replenish and keep it nice and hydrated. I saved this step for last because this product is a little more oil heavy. The first two products I used are a little bit more creamy and more water based. Yes, they both have oils and butters in them, but the first ingredient is water, which technically means that your hair will absorb them more quickly and still allow you to put more products on top. If you were to start with an oil or an oil-based product like this one, that could mean that you were actually creating a barrier, and any other products that you were to put on top would actually end up getting blocked and maybe not work as effectively. I'm not an expert, but that's kind of how skincare works, and your hair is like your skin, so, you know, giving it a good shake. and spritzing all over my head, focusing specifically on my ends. Spraying some on my hand and running it through my hair. Taking my brush one more time and brushing all the way through. Brushing it all back once more and preparing to flip my head over, shake my curls out, and bring them back to life. Scrunching the ends up is the major key. One last spritz because I just love it so much. Leaving it at that and calling it a day. I'm gonna let it air dry. One, because it's getting really hot here in LA and any extra heat might cause me to have a heat stroke. And two, I just want to stay away from using any extra heat on it that I don't need to. I used a lot when I straighten it and I want to let her breathe a little bit. Give her a break. My hair takes a while to fully air dry, so I'm just gonna go about my day and I'll show you when it's fully dry what it actually looks like.
3 hours later.
Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, I greatly appreciate you. I'm here if you have any questions, especially if you want to get down and dirty about hair, curls, dryness, flakiness. It's not cute, but we go through it. And if you want me to share the recipe or do a video on the hair mask that I did that changed my life, I'm happy to. Just let me know. Let's have a conversation in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Love ya.